Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from Hollywoodbodycount. Thought I'd change it up a little bit.
Daisy Ridley's Rey was supposed to be the next Luke Skywalker and lead the legendary Star Wars franchise into its reboot. Instead, what fans pitched as the New Hope became the poster child for the Mary Sue debate.
For my family, they'll be back. One day. What?
Huh? Fans blasted Rey on Reddit for being overpowered from the start, and she could...
It's funny because in the Star Wars universe, everybody struggled. Like, Luke struggled, Anakin struggled, then came her, happens to be a woman, didn't struggle for crap.
Effortlessly beat Sith Lords and fly the Millennium Falcon better than Han Solo himself.
I'm going home!
I totally forgot about that part.
She even defeated Kylo Ren in her very first duel.
Also agreed that was ridiculous. One that was trained as a Jedi and one that barely picked up a freaking lightsaber all of a sudden.
The fans were visibly distraught with the movie, bending over backwards to elevate Rey, while sidelining legacy heroes as hashtags like Not My Jedi reflected the permanent wound on the franchise by indoctrinating feminism. The trilogy's financial woes with The Last Jedi dropping $700 million and Rise of Skywalker tanking even further reflected annoyed fans who posted on the subreddit /Star Wars they didn't write a hero, they wrote a girl boss agenda.
Yeah, it's funny because I think men drive a lot of movies, especially a lot of like genres and what do you call it, IPs. Star Wars is definitely ran by men. There's a lot of Star Wars nerds, and they're mostly men. So it's just so weird for companies like this to try to change the whole story and narrative of a beloved franchise.
We rebuilt the Jedi Order. We won't let it crumble again.
Oh God, please, no! No!
Many accused Disney of injecting modern woke identity politics into this saga as Luke Skywalker was portrayed as a grumpy exile and Rey as the flawless savior.
He did seem like a grumpy exile, did he not?
Leslie Jones was part of the gender-swapped 2016 Ghostbusters.
I don't even understand why we needed a female Ghostbusters. Why? Like, women don't care about fighting ghosts. If anything, the men are gonna be the ones that are gonna like, oh, you go check it out, babe. It's not the women.
Cast that turned into a $70 million disaster by making $220 million worldwide against a $300 million budget.
I'm joining the club.
You guys are really smart about this science stuff, but I know New York.
Sony made a terrible mistake by playing the identity politics card with Ghostbusters, as the immense backlash made the trailer one of the most disliked trailers in YouTube history.
I know stuff that
Isn't it funny that like politics and identity politics and just identity everything is just so big nowadays, that it's so big that it's in movies and it's like, is the movies indoctrinating us, or are we indoctrinating on the movies?
I don't know. Up above us was the first place in New York that they electrocuted.
Jones' improv and slapstick humor, when compared to Bill Murray's dry and sarcastic approach, was indigestible for fans, especially with her over-the-top screaming during the exorcism gag and rock concert ghost scene where she yells, "The
Hell no, the devil is a liar!
for running into circles with one viral tweet saying, Bill Murray gave wit, Leslie Jones gave mean humor. The cringe peak in the ghost subway scene when Jones jumps out of the tracks and yells,
I don't know if it was a race thing or a lady thing, but I'm mad as hell.
You can do it!
Fans complained that they turned her...
Because you're black and a woman, that's why you're mad? Like, you had to play on that? Like, can we just watch movies? Men just enjoy being entertained. Like, with some action, slight romance here and there, you know? A lot of action and a lot of comedy.
Her into a stereotype instead of a scientist, as Sony was forced to scrap plans for a sequel. Elizabeth Banks was the director and actor in 2019's Charlie's Angels, which fans deemed as a feminism referendum in Hollywood, given its success or failure.
You're going! You need to land this bird, Hoffman! What? Later!
Banks' combination of her woke mission with Charlie's Angels screenplay was confirmed by her in an interview where she claimed
mostly from a cisgendered white male perspective. And so everything that's not that feels a little bit fresher.
Banks' political survey.
No, it doesn't feel fresh because it's stupid. It doesn't make sense.
It proved to be a financial disaster, as the film limped to $73 million worldwide against a $55 million budget, plus
I mean, they made profit, I guess.
marketing costs. What social media called Woke's Angels was blasted for being a lecturing campaign instead of hyping the story as fans.
I mean, it does soak. It sucks that, you know, they stole the word woke. Woke just meant like, oh, you were aware and you understood what's going on. Now it's people are just trying to do too much. I mean, there's obviously I'm being facetious about it, but you know, it is weird.
Ranted on Twitter by saying nobody asked for this, especially not a lecture disguised as a movie.
Just as carotid and deoxy.
And that's the thing, right? A lot of these movies nowadays seem to be like a bit of a lecture towards men. If men are watching this because men have to watch it because there's women involved, and women force us to do things we don't enjoy, which would be watching movies we don't care for. Yeah, some of those movies seem super, super patronizing to men and just the way they treat men and talk to men.
Originated his brainstem.
Well, that sounds painful.
Banks blamed sexism, as she said, you've had 37 Spider-Man movies, and no one is asking if men like superhero movies.
There weren't a ton of like movies where you're like, oh, there's so many roles
I didn't realize there was 37 Spider-Man movies. Holy cow.
for girls.
Sony quietly buried the franchise as a result of 2019's Charlie Angels being a politicized and weak film. Tessa Thompson's successful Marvel stint prompted Sony to
I think this is the stupid MIB, right?
cast her in the lead role as Agent M in Men in Black International.
When we have more women in positions of power in the workplace, workplaces are just safer.
Really now? Really? You should ask all the women that work under you.
Yet she wasn't just a lead character, she was intentionally written as a flawless woke archetype who outsmarted every villain and even taught the veteran.
I did. That was literally why I hated the movie. Like, this person seemed like she knew everything and was able to do everything just off the rip.
Agent H had to do his job.
How many people can say that? I found you.
Chris Hemsworth, Agent H, was written as a bumbling screw-up who enraged fans of the MIB franchise as they ranted on Reddit by saying Agent M wasn't a partner, she was a checklist, and they turned MIB into a gender politic lecture.
I do admit I was very looking forward to the new MIB when this did come out, because I'm a big movie buff. I grew up watching a lot of movies. That's how I know so much of American culture is through movies, you know, and this was really a big disappointment. This was bigger disappointment to me than the Star Wars, because Star Wars was at least still somewhat entertaining, I guess. This was not that entertaining at all.
That was an incredible catch.
The film flopped hard, as it made only $254 million worldwide on a $110 million budget, the lowest turnaround of the entire MIB franchise.
Now, damn, they still made double the money, and it's still the lowest performing one.
Promoted the gender angle in interviews by telling reporters the film was about expanding representation and rethinking who gets to save the world.
I do remember in like the last decade or so, this woman has plastered herself in like almost every major movie. She's in Thor, she's in like everything.
The men in black. The men and women in black. We protect the earth.
But one viral tweet summed up MIB's downfall from a billion-dollar franchise to a total stall-out in one movie by saying, we wanted aliens and comedy. We got TED Talks with laser guns. Lashana Lynch was supposed to be the new 007 in 2021's...
There was a new 007 movie? I didn't even know this.
No Time to Die, with headlines running the first female Bond, and Lynch herself telling...
And a black woman? That doesn't even make sense. Like, men can move throughout all countries quite easily. Women are not the same.
The Guardian, we're rewriting what 007 means for a new generation.
Who is the best 007?
Oh, I
I was like, it doesn't need to be a competition.
Most fans were hyped for Daniel Craig's finale and gave a hostile reception to the studio that cared more about gender politics than honoring Craig's send-off. The
Voting for Order X.
Well, then you come to the right place.
backlash was instant, with fans storming Twitter and YouTube by saying Bond is
I didn't even know there was a new Bond movie. That's how bad this was.
Bond. 007 isn't a diversity internship, and Reddit threads blew up with memes like get woke, go broke, shaken, not stirred. Compared to Skyfall's $1.1 billion high, No Time to Die grossed only
Damn. Skyfall was pretty good.
774 million worldwide, as the fractured reception diverted Bond's sacrifices much needed attention to the culture war storm around 007's political identity rebranding.
What makes you think this is my first time?
Lynch defended her casting in interviews by saying a woman, a black woman, being given this role is a gift.
Yes.
We
did it. We made it. This is it. I've been telling everyone we can exhale now. Drop the shoulders. We're in.
But anger...
It's like even me, as an Asian man, I never cared, nor did I ever think that there'd be a British Asian super soldier / agent or whatever it is. Like, why do people need to be represented in every single aspect of life? Like, he is a secret agent with MI6 in England. It makes sense that he's a British white guy. It makes total sense, right? Like, all of a sudden you cast my Asian ass as 007. It's like, yeah, that kid's not British.
Fans still hated the use of Bond funeral to push identity politics, as Lynch's 007 arc stalled the franchise. Margot Robbie produced and starred in 2020's Birds of Prey, which promised a girl power extravaganza marketed as Harley and...
I really liked the movie that led to this movie, which was the Suicide Squad movie with John Cena. I actually really like John Cena. He's actually pretty funny. Yeah, that movie was actually a really good movie. I thought it was really fun, funny, enjoyable, a lot of action, a lot of goriness, but also she wasn't really the main part of the story. And even then, they kind of let her, like, what was it, like, rescue herself and stuff like that, which was fine. The movie was still enjoyable overall. This movie, what?
And her squad of badass women taking back Gotham.
No one gives two shits who we are beyond that.
But DC fans weren't amused, as they took to Twitter complaining it's not Birds of Prey, it's Harley Quinn's Eminence Playground, and called it DC's woke experiment. Director Kathy Yan said the movie was about fighting the male gaze.
It didn't try to, like, re-describe
It's like, shut up!
the movie, but it was really, I think, just an unabashed...
You know, like, can we just make female networks, and you guys go make all your female movies or whatever the hell in that network? Just go there and make your movies, and let us do whatever the hell we want to do with our movies.
Like, fun, kinetic, tough, like...
Which proved even the marketing leaned heavily on identity politics. The film barely broke even, by grossing only $205 million worldwide on a $100 million budget, plus marketing costs, which is nothing compared to Joker's $1 billion only a year before.
Something tells me a whole lot of people are about to die.
Robbie defended Harley's story by relating it to female rage and giving audiences something male-dominated comic movies don't show. But
While I was researching Harley, of course, I was devouring the comics, became kind of obsessed with them. At some point, I stopped even reading just Harley comics because I just was really enjoying.
fans' resistance to the woke feminist ideology stalled Harley's solo trajectory. Sequel plans...
It's like, you can't be mad at these characters and how these characters are portrayed and whatever it is. They were made famous by the creators that created them. The male gaze that you speak of. So stop playing characters that men created, that became popular. That just happened to be female characters.
Quickly fizzled out, and Robbie's Harley Quinn vanished from DC's new slate as DC's answer to Deadpool with Birds of Prey became a cautionary tale. Natalia Reyes starred as Dani Ramos in 2019's Terminator Dark Fate, which was so...
Also, what the hell was this? I love the Terminator franchise. I grew up watching T2 literally almost every weekend because it was literally on TV every weekend or every other weekend. It was probably one of the best franchises out there. I loved it. This came along. What the freak is this? Who is this? How does this work?
Sold as the big return, with James Cameron back as the producer and Linda Hamilton returning as Sarah Connor. But
Nobody else is gonna die because of me!
the controversial woke twist saw Reyes as Ramos introduced as the new savior of humanity by replacing the legendary John Connor.
Right. Like, you literally destroyed all of the storyline of the old movies because now you replace John Connor. Like, literally, he was the main story and storyline of all the other Terminators.
I'll be back.
Like, it was the reason why Terminator even came back in the first place, was to find John Connor, damn it.
Early leaks of the film that showed John Connor's death in the opening sequence for a new female leader triggered fans on Reddit as they called it woke erasure. When the movie dropped and the woke erasure was confirmed when John Connor was gunned down in the first 5 minutes and Ramos crowned humanity's savior, fans raged on Twitter by saying they killed 30 years of lore for a diversity reboot.
Right. It's not even 30 years of lore, it's just 30 years of storytelling. It's literally the whole story of 30 years has been like that. Like, what the hell?
Dark Fate lost the studio more than $100 million as it grossed only $261 million.
This is why all these big major studios are all going bankrupt. They're getting bought out by like Netflix and everything.
Worldwide, against a $185 million budget, plus marketing costs. Even James Cameron admitted guilt in interviews by saying, "We might have misjudged what fans wanted."
You know, was
totally
caught up in the nostalgia of it. I didn't necessarily want to go back and recreate past.
But that's why we liked it.
For the first time since 1984, the Terminator brand was halted. Phoebe Waller-Bridge was cast as Indiana Jones' snarky goddaughter in the heavily anticipated 2023's
Oh my god, yeah, the Dial of Destiny. This was probably one of the worst ones.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
So, I'm thrilled.
All right, here we go. Action!
It feels great to
And fans were instantly disappointed at the much anticipated final ride of Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones being overtaken by Shaw, who'd be the new face of the franchise.
I stole it.
Twitter and Reddit threads slammed Waller-Bridge's Shaw as insufferable, smug, and written like a Tumblr fanfic. And YouTube.
I mean, that's a lot of these women characters. They're always so smug. That's probably the problem, that people just can't relate to them, just how smug they are. They think they're better than everybody.
Reactions piled on, saying they sidelined Indy to push another feminist archetype.
Sorry.
Helena!
Have to jump.
Variety and Deadline reported Disney wrote the film off as one of the biggest box office bombs, as the film bled over $100 million in losses by grossing only $383 million worldwide against a massive $300 million budget plus marketing amount, while Waller-Bridge defended her role by saying,
hugely.
Like, I don't even know, like, in that case, how do you, like, the only thing you can do is somewhat defend your role. No, I don't know what else. Like, oh yeah, my role sucked. Or like, I shouldn't have been in the movie. It'd be kind of weird to have hear an actor say that.
Exciting and quite intimidating moment.
A viral comment perfectly summed up fan reaction by saying, "We didn't wait 15 years to watch Phoebe lecture Indiana Jones. Ford's Indy iconic legacy was buried as Disney ended the franchise on a sour, woke-washed note. Time's up. Thanks for watching." Shout out to Hollywood Body Count. That was actually pretty fun and enjoyable. Yeah, a lot of those movies, I was a big movie buff. In the last maybe 5 years ago, I have not really watched as much movies as I used to. But when I was a kid, 18, 20, oh my god, I went to the movies almost every weekend. The movie was such a pastime for me. Now movies suck. Especially comedy movies. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.